Edinburgh Marathon untrained in physical pain because I hadn't conditioned myself for
But you
that.
can't do it.
But tick the box, I run a marathon. I was doing it to try and feel something. Like my back's covered in tattoos because I was trying to feel, I wanted to feel pain. I wanted to have that release. And you hear about young people, like so many people self-harming. And I'm like,
but it is, it's like
did
that.
I get that? Because that's what I did.
In your
That's what I did with the tattoos. It was like, how do I feel something? Ran the marathon, was in pain, didn't feel a sense of achievement, didn't congratulate, what's the next thing I can do? What's the next thing I can do?
Yeah.
Then 2017, something, no, late 2016, something's not quite right. Got pain in my backside, loads of mouth ulcers. My dentist was like, you've got these recurring ulcers, you should really speak to the doctor. Had some blood tests done, all your bloods are fine. You're just somebody that gets ulcers, on you go. So that was like October, November. And by the late January, I was like, my mouth's really sore, my butthole's really sore, something's not right here, starting to go to the toilet more often. I'll change my diet. I'll go on a restrictive diet.
I mean, could you be any more restrictive?
I'll do a detox.
Yeah, I mean, coffee enemas and detoxes and water fasts were my way of bringing my body back into health.
Yeah, so I'll just try and suss this out myself. And the reason I remember the date is because it's the day before my dad's and my brother's birthday, 7th of February. I'm trying to teach a spin class where I can barely stand, holding on to the bike. So I wasn't teaching on the bike because I literally couldn't sit. The pain in my backside was so bad. Every time I put my heel down, I would get a shooting pain because the pelvic floor would engage. Turns out I had an abscess in my butthole, so when the pelvic floor was engaging, it was squeezing that abscess, and that's causing the pain. So taught this class at lunchtime, and I was like, I have to phone the doctor because I think I'm going to pass out. So phoned the GP surgery, and I was like, I really need to see a doctor. Can you come in an hour? That I nearly fell over because you never get a doctor's appointment within an hour. Went down,
especially not now.
Especially, I have recently. I went in anyway. Different story. It's not tangent. I'm on a train line here. We're going the right destination. Saw the practice manager, and he was like, "Right, tell me what's going on." Told him about the mouth ulcers. Told him about the pain in my backside. Told him I was like, my stomach feels anxious all the time, but I don't have anything to be anxious about. As soon as I eat, I'm having to go to the toilet. And he was like, "Any other symptoms?" Like, he kept asking, and he's like, "I think you've got inflammatory bowel disease." And I went, "I don't know what that is." And like, well, what is it? What's the tablet that I take for that? Like, what's the story? So he's like, "Right, I need you to do a stool sample. We need to do some blood tests. How do you feel about a colonoscopy?" And I went, "I don't know. What is a colonoscopy?" It's like, "We're going to send a wee camera up your back passage." And I went, "Not super excited about that.
Not for me.
But if it needs to happen," even it's about a 12-week waiting list, like waiting time for it. So I'd handed my samples in, and then he's like, "Yeah, you're going to have to go for a colonoscopy much sooner than that. That's because your inflammation markers are off the charts." He's like, "On the stool sample, we count up to 1800. Yours is 1800 plus. Your CRP, which is your C-reactive protein, which is a blood marker for inflammation, we count that up to 200. Yours is 200 plus. You have got chronic inflammation in your body. Do you need a sick line?" And I was like, "I'm self-employed, I can't take any time off sick."
And that's the other thing, right? They keep going, they keep pushing.
Yeah, they keep going, they keep pushing. So that was very early February. By the very early March, I had a full diagnosis. I had my colonoscopy, and I had a full diagnosis of Crohn's. It was diagnosed as severe Crohn's colitis because inflammation was only in my bowel and it was patchy, and that's how the differentiation between Crohn's and colitis. But I had ulcerations within the bowel as well, but also the ulcers in my mouth, which nobody looked at until like five like appointments later, because I kept going on about these mouth ulcers, and they would kind of see the mouth ulcers. I mean, I pulled my lip and went, "Oh, that looks really sore," because they were 2 centimeters.
Can you tell everyone a little bit more about Crohn's disease so that people kind of
So Crohn's disease is it's classed as an inflammatory bowel condition. You can get inflammation anywhere in your digestive tract, from the mouth to the anus, but also it causes inflammation in other places. So I also had uveitis as one of the symptoms on one of my flares. I've had sleep syndrome, which you get welts that look like kind of like acne spots, but different. And they come up, and you can't burst them. You need to get steroids for them.